I was helping a gentleman recently who wanted to renounce his U.S. citizenship. He was not only a U.S. citizen, he was also Australian, but he said, Andrew, I want to make sure that no matter what happens, I never have to go back to Australia because not only do I not want to live there, but I don't want to be paying their ridiculous rates of tax. And so I'd like to get 2 other passports. I'd like to take the 2 I have, get rid of 1, add 2 more. I'll have 3 passports in total, and I'll always have a tax-friendly place that I want to go and live. But he made one mistake. What he said next was a mistake that I want to help you avoid. Let's talk about it in this video. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. Second passports are definitely something that a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur should be considering as part of their game plan. But this particular gentleman, I love the strategy. I think he's definitely on the right track. But what he told me at the end, what held him back ultimately, was he said, give me a list of options of places I can go to get my second passport, and then I'm going to go visit them all. Now, we've talked in other videos about my feelings about option collecting. This is what is human nature, quite frankly. Some of us, we want to go out and we want to have one option to put in this pocket, one option to have in that pocket. We feel comfortable always having an option, but yet that holds us back from actually doing anything. But the second piece that I think held him back from doing anything beyond just putting together a plan with me was that visiting the countries that you want to use as your second citizenship, I think also delays the process because it conflates 2 different things. It conflates residence, where you want to live, with citizenship. Citizenship is largely a commodity. I know that we're raised to be patriotic and we're told that our citizenship is our birthright. But for those of us from Western countries, let's be honest. Anyone can move to the United States and become an American within 5 years. What is American? It is not some great patriotic, birthright. It is a commodity that is handed out to certain people who tick a number of legalistic boxes. And so if you look at citizenship in that way, certainly, listen, I like the idea of, I'm proud to have, citizenship in places that I like. And, I get a bit emotional about it too sometimes. I'm not saying that I'm totally cold-hearted about this. But I think if you look at it from the perspective of a commodity, you'd realize that citizenship and the passport that comes with it is a tool that is needed in a modern world where everyone needs to have their documents and everyone needs to fit into a box. Certainly you could be stateless, and there are people out there who have become stateless and go through the procedures of how to travel being stateless, and it's far more difficult and not recommended in my point of view. But we all need to fall into a nice little box for all the governments and banks and institutions in the world to understand who we are. Why does it matter what that box is, as long as it's accomplishing what you want to accomplish? What people often conflate is where I'm going to live with where I'm going to be a citizen. Now, that's perfectly acceptable. You can certainly say, hey, I want to live in Portugal, and I want the right to live in Portugal for the rest of my life, so therefore I'm going to go and do one of the immigration programs to Portugal, whether the Golden Visa or one of the other ones, and I'll live there. I'll do whatever it takes to become naturalized. I'll become a citizen, and then I'll be able to live there. Now, the challenge is it's not necessarily a very tax-efficient way to do things in many cases. There are certainly tax-efficient countries that do grant citizenship, but it often takes longer and is more difficult. Are you willing to go through that more laborious process to have a citizenship that also matches your residence? My opinion is, get the citizenship. In this gentleman's case, get the other citizenships. My advice was go to one of the 2 Caribbean citizenship by investment programs, which have 0 personal income tax. Go to St. Kitts and Nevis or go to Antigua. Potentially, if they got their program approved, you could do the same thing in Vanuatu. Okay, those are 0 tax countries you could go and live in. I recommended another fast-track naturalization program that has a pretty tax-friendly system to where he could go and live and pay only very, very nominal tax if worst comes to worst. And so the idea that if this is being used as a, the world falls apart plan, you're going to spend more money to get a passport in a country that you're absolutely in love with. It's kind of like going and buying the house and telling the real estate agent, oh, I love it, I'm in love with it. What do I have to do to buy the house today? Instead, keep a poker face. It's interesting, maybe I'll buy it. Then your offer comes in low and you get a great deal on the house rather than overpaying because they know you're emotional. The overpaying because you're emotional is what happens when you go to Portugal because you want a passport from a country that you can live in. The thing that I always tell people is belt and suspenders. You can have a residence, which is a place where you live. You can have a passport, which is your tool of convenience. If you don't conflate those, chances are you can save a lot of money. You'll accomplish your goals, and anything else that we're not covering between those two pieces, such as tax, can be addressed with other Nomad Capitalist insurance policies. So if you keep that in mind, and you understand that the passport is a commodity and not necessarily somewhere that you have to live, you'll definitely save a lot of money and hassle. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.